Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Road to Grandmaster. I am on a brand new account with 0 ratings across the board, so let's hop right into our first game and see what's up. Alright, I forgot to mention, I'll be playing with the limitations you can see on screen right now. If you didn't watch episode number 0. Okay, here we go. Our first game on Williamson's Bridge. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to start every game with Land Factory, 2 power generators, and then queue the 4 core mass extractors with the ACU. And the first factory will make 3 engineers, tank scout, and then a bunch of engineers, like 50 or 100, and we can speed up this process by holding down shift and then clicking. So something I see a lot of newer players do is to be scared of expanding. Like they keep their engineers in their base until they have a couple tanks and then they move out. But you shouldn't be scared of early raids killing your engineers. See, even if a lab comes in and kills this engineer, I'll have 1 mass extractor. So there's no point in waiting with expansion. And we should get right to taking as much of the map as we can. Let's go ahead and queue everything up. So we have the left side and the top side queued. Let's just send this one to the middle for lack of a better alternative. And the early tank we make serves as protection for one of the engineers. So I'll send that guy right over this way. And the scout can follow. And another thing I see new players do is to try and build early anti-air, early point defense, like these structures, early radar. But that's not what you want to do. You want to grab as much of the map as you can, at least 50%. So you want factories for that purpose. So I'm going to take these engineers and start work on another factory. And this factory will make us some tanks and send it to one side of the map to defend it. And I forgot to queue with the ACU some more power, 3 pgens to be exact, and another factory. Now our power is running very low, obviously, so something went wrong in the build for sure. So I'm gonna take these engineers and assist the ACU, help it build some power. We spot the ACU in the middle, already potentially making its way over to our base. But yeah, another thing I see people do at lower ratings is to try and build factories outside of the base for unit production, but anything for unit production you want to keep in your base. Because if I build factories right here, and they send units, I get them out in like 10 or 15 seconds. If I take my time to move over here, I just delay unit production by another 30 seconds. And after this is done, I'm still going to be low on power, so let's just build some more there. Those 3 engineers. And this factory will send some tanks to the top side, where we are under attack. So let's redirect this tank to the right side of the map. And I'm going to prematurely send an engineer up there to rebuild. Let's try and attack with this tank. We're going to pay close attention. Okay, this looks like a tank. I'm going to right click it and hope we win. And let's queue up this mass extractor right here. Our engineer does win. Let's try to move on for an attack. That fight ends in a draw, which is good for us. Go ahead and send some more tanks up. And I think some mass will free up once this extractor is done. Oh, we are under attack. This is a little tough because I did say no ACU combat, but he's kind of walking into our base. So I'm just going to park my ACU right here. And some mass is indeed freeing up now. So I'm going to take some engineers and queue up another land factory, which will also make 5 tanks and a scout. And there's now a bomber. I want to have an urgent response to it, so let's just take these engineers and build an anti-air turret. Lock the ACU up a little bit more. And let's try another attack on the top side now. Opponent's being very aggressive in the middle, so let's see what he has on the sides. And we lost a factory, so let's build a new one. As we have the mass for it. Let's kill this tank right here. And maybe add some anti-air and artillery in the queues, because he does have an air factory, and he might have a point defense somewhere as well. Okay, the attacks on the sides were both successful. Let's try and push on a little more. And let's try to shoo this ACU away by making a point defense. Point defense are very effective against ACUs. Here comes another bomber, but it's gonna die to the anti-air. And we're getting a little low, so let's start retreating. Gotta scare him away some more with the units. This isn't enough to kill him, so let's pull back again. And let's begin rebuilding this mass extractor and a land factory. And at this point I'm feeling pretty confident. I don't think there's any cause for fear, because we have all of these side mass extractors, and he went all in on this attack into my base that did not work. So we should have a lot more resources to work with here. And because of that, I'm not really worried about making a quick attack. I'm happy to just sit on my advantage and let my factories outproduce him eventually. One thing that would be useful is another radar. And I'm gonna take some more units. I want to attack the base eventually, but not yet. I don't know what's there, so I'm gonna put a move order in front of the base, not directly inside of it. And I'm gonna take some more units and bring them to the side as well. So our opponent killed some power. Let's rebuild some, just in case. He is hitting our tanks now, so I'm glad I added some anti-air to the queue. There come a lot of bombers now. Really wants to kill our power, so let's make some more, because he's dedicated. But he doesn't get to drop any bombs. Static anti-air is very useful if you build it appropriately, as you can see. I think that's 2 more bombers coming. And he's gonna go for the army, it looks like. Yeah, 1 anti-air. Let's hope it's enough. Can add some more to the queue. Oops. There we go. And we have some mass in the storage because of all the mass extractors we control. So let's go ahead and group up some more units and send them to this side as well. Really build up an army before we try to go in. Let's try to do another small attack here. See if we can. Let's try to push up a bit now. This is a pretty sizable army. He did kill the anti-air, which is a little troublesome. But he's been investing a lot in bombers, and he hasn't had nearly the amount of mass extractors that I have. So I feel confident that I can make a move here. Okay, never mind. The ACU is back in the base, and that is a powerful unit to be fighting. It's worth approximately 20 Tech 1 tanks by its own, and he has a supporting army, so this army that I have is not enough. So let's continue waiting. We can also try to set up an attack on both sides. Go for a pincer kind of attack. And let's now rebuild some extractors that we lost. And maybe go for the middle as well. See if we can get point defense, anti-air, and a radar in the middle. Of course, we are going to need some units to support the engineers, so let's send those to the middle. It's too big to deal with, so let's retreat. And that might give us some space to walk in on this side, if he's pulling his entire army this way. That's the advantage of a pincer attack. We're attacking from two sides. It's a fight I would lose, so let's run. And let's just try to go in. This is a pretty big army. I know what I said earlier about the ACU being a strong unit, but it's going to take a lot of time to chew through this army. So let's just go in to do some damage. He did just get Tech 2, so we're going to need to make this count. I'm going to run away from the ACU and try to shoot at the base from the top side, where he can't defend himself very well. Let's try to get rid of this factory. Okay, he calls GG. I mean, I am winning, of course. Alright, GG's to our opponent. We win our first game, and it went well in the end, but the start was a little rough. But I think it's too early to be releasing any limitations just yet, so maybe once my rating has gone up a bit and I start dropping games is when I'll come back to this replay and kind of explain how I could have done better at the start, especially. Alright, I think I'll play one more game for this video, maybe two. We'll see about the game length. So yeah, see you in the next game. Alright, into game number 2. We happen to get the same opponent as last time. But this time I'm going to do the same thing at the start, which is land factory, 2 power, then the 4 mass extractors in our base, 3 more power, and another land factory. And the first factory makes 3 engineers, tank, scout, and then a bunch of engineers. Now last game I went over what you should be doing, which is building a bunch of factories to claim as much of the map as you can, or at least 50%. But in this game I want to put a little more emphasis on how important it is to look at your economy. Basically when I play the game, on my main account, I look at the eco every couple seconds. It is one of the most important parts of the game, that your economy is doing well, that you spend mass when you get it, that you fix stalls as soon as you can. So I'm going to be putting a little more emphasis on that this time around. Same as last time, the first engineers we get, we just immediately send out to expand. Even if we can't protect them, there will be a tank soon, and they might get a mech before they die. So let's just send those guys out. And the first tank I'll send to one of the sides. Go to the right, that's why I have 2 engineers at the moment. And we're just going to be defending these 2 guys. All the mechs we can build are already queued, so the only real thing left to do is to just assist the ACU with the next engineer that we get. Help it get the power and the factory up a little faster. And we are kind of running low on mass, so I think I'll keep this guy idle for now. If I could reclaim, I would. I'd give him an attack move, but I'll introduce that later. So as you can see, expansion goes well for us. For now. Let's just start building some more power, because clearly we need it. And that's what I mean with constantly looking at your economy. I could have prevented this if I started building power sooner. I'm going to send tanks to the left side with this factory. Kind of just chew through the stall, unfortunately. Start sending this tank ahead slightly. See if there's anything going on over here. Okay, here comes a tank, presumably. So let's send it back to the engineer to protect it. Let's help build one more pgen with these 2. And then I'll queue up some more factories. We did manage to get quite a few mass extractors so far. And unfortunately, while I was distracted, this tank managed to slip by. So let's go and send this first tank to support the right side. And let's properly right-click this tank this time. And I could use some more production on power. As you can see, it really isn't fixing itself very quickly. Our opponent is doing well with the aggression, but doesn't look like he's expanding a lot himself. He's trying to expand here, but I beat him to it, and he's actually building a point defense, which is a bit greedy. That's not going to work out for him. Now that these mass extractors died on the right side. Oh, that's actually an ACU. This guy really likes his aggression. I'm just going to park my ACU here in self-defense. Same as last time. Let's build a point defense. A lot of DPS on those things. And let's move these tanks up. Protect this engineer. And I was just about to expand to the right side, but now that the ACU is cutting us off, it's a little difficult to. And I can see my mass bar filling up, so it's time to build another factory. And let's actually bring these factory rally points back down here, because they're just feeding the enemy ACU. Next thing I could use is a radar and an anti-air, because there is the bomber. Let's build that real quick. And let's add some anti-air and artillery to the factories. You could also do this right at the start of the game. Maybe I should start doing that. Defense is almost dead. See if we can repair it. And let's try to make something happen down on the left side. This ACU is too much to deal with without using my own ACU. And this place could use point defense and anti-air, but I'm going to start with the anti-air because we already have some tanks defending us. So the bombers are a more pressing matter. And my mass is low now and it's not really filling up, So I'm not gonna try to force out more factories, even though I would like to have more units. Adding more factories isn't gonna help. It's just gonna send me into a stall. So all I can do for now is wait. I'm gonna build up a bit of an army. I'll add an artillery and anti-air to these queues as well. And I think I'll start doing that in every factory from now on. Okay, he's trying to kill my anti-air. And that would be really bad for me. So let's go ahead and repair it. And repair the point defense. And he's trying to move in now. Let's react. Let's also make a new radar because it died. I can tell from the radar range being here instead of here. I can tell he's built 2 point defenses. It's a lot of damage output. Let's block the ACU forth a little more. And see what I can do on the left side now. It really helped to have some artillery to force him out of here. But I'll have some soon. There's only 2 tanks here. I'll push on, kill this mass extractor if it exists. And then retreat. Okay, he never built it actually. Okay, we have the artillery. And the anti-air. I'm just gonna right click the ACU from a distance. Bring these up a slight bit. Prepare them to attack. I'll walk forward a little bit with the ACU. There we go. We force them away. But I don't want to use it too much, of course. So let's stop my artillery from running in, killing themselves. Tries to attack on the left, but it doesn't work. I can now see that there's really not many units on the left, so let's try to kill this mass extractor off right here. And it might help to have a factory here. And I know I said that unit production belongs in the base, but this factory is more to just lock it down. If this engineer dies, I want to be able to rebuild stuff. That's what the factory is for. Okay, so it's just an ACU and some point defense over here, it seems. There's only 2 unit signatures. So I'm going to take my artillery and right-click whatever this building is. Might be a point defense. Yep, it is indeed. And we force him back. At least he's scared and running. So we're going to right-click the next 2 point defense. And those will die shortly, and then this army is enough to force his ACU away. Okay, that is a lot of unit signatures in his base. So let's not push our luck any further. Let's make some engineers over here and try to expand these mass extractors in the corner. Alright, we successfully drove him away. Let's push up a slight bit. Queue up some mass extractors. I'll bring these engineers forward to prepare taking over this expansion, if I am able to. And it's time to look at the mass bar and see that we have some mass stored up. So I think we can afford another land factory. By the way, if you're able to, make your factories adjacent to mass extractors. It saves you roughly 7.5%. Well, not roughly, it saves you exactly 7.5% for every unit that you build. And just to be safe, I'm going to also make some more power. We did lose some there. Alright, let's try to push up a bit more now. And I'll actually make another radar so that we can fully see the base if we ever want to attack. Okay, so that's a mass extractor. Nothing to be scared of. Let's send some tanks here first. and then I'll send my army forward. Not into the expansion. There could be an ACU in point defense here. That would slaughter my army. We're gonna take it slow. Okay, I see nothing yet. Let's move a little further. Okay, there is an ACU and a point defense. 2 point defense, I can tell from the projectiles. Point defense is a pretty fast firing building, so there's only one thing it could be. So let's wait with attacking there. Build this mass extractor. And we can start building artillery on the left side here. Base is looking pretty big. Curious to see what it is. I can't make air yet. And he's actually trying to attack on the left side. I do have more. This is a bad formation to be attacking with. Our army is positioned like this, and then we send it in. We're just gonna have 2 units moving in a file. See, this is much better. If I right-click now, they'll all make contact at the same time. But he does have Tech 2 units, so that is a problem for us. They are much stronger than Tech 1. So let's retreat, build another point defense, and normally if you're in this position I would tell you to go Tech 2, but I can't for the time being. So let's try to make something happen on the right side here. There is a lot of point defense. Let's take the artillery and just right-click some buildings. And I could do with another radar. So let's right-click this, and right-click this. Here comes the army. And I think we'll be fine. But I did lose all of my engineers, so let's make some more. Not on repeat though. I see how good point defense is at defending. It's able to shoo off even Tech 2. Alright, so I have full vision now, and I know there's 4 mass extractors here. 1 is dead, so these 3 buildings can only be mass extractors. So I have enough to push down until here at least. Let's take these engineers and start expanding. Take over the expansion. Wait for these to die. And if we'll look at the top left of our screen, we have freed up even more mass to use. Just gonna place the factories right here. It'll be a bit much time to travel all the way to this mechs. Oh, it's whatever for the time being. Also make some more power, because spending mass costs power, so we're going to need it. Bring these units to the right side. And same thing I did on the left side, I'm now going to do on the right side, which is to build a factory, a point defense, anti-air, and another radar. And once we have that radar, let's see, we should see a little more of the base. The opponent pauses the game. As you can see, my power was fine until I started spending mass. So I really needed these power generators. Okay, our opponent is back. He actually has missile launchers. There's nothing I can do about these things. Let's start making some units here. Send them to the left, 1 to the right. And fighting against T2 is really an uphill battle. So I need to make something happen soon. Let's poke around a bit with a small bit of my army. See if I can make anything happen. Okay. He has point defense on the top side. So let's try to sneak around the bottom. See if we can see anything there. Radar on the left has died, so let's make a new one. A lot of buildings on the left side of the base. Let's try to move in. It's now or never, pretty much. There's the ACU again. And I don't think I can win this fight. Well, actually, if he moves all the way out of his base, then I have a chance. Let's try to surround him. And then right-click him. Alright. We've surrounded him quite a lot now. So let's try our best. And we just barely get him. It's lucky for me that he kind of went too far with his ACU there. I think if that game continued, if this push failed and the game continued, I would have eventually lost. That is a very interesting template. But yeah, a quick recap. I follow a simple build order with my ACU. Land factory, 2 power, 4 mass, 3 power, and another land factory. The first few engineers expand to wherever I can. A tank comes out to protect the engineers. And then the next few engineers build power, build land factories, and the land factories make units to defend my sides. I really don't invest in anti-air or point defense or a T2 rush if I don't have to. My first priority is to get map control, and then I could start thinking about doing other things. Well, it almost went wrong this game, because I'm kind of limited in what I can do, but that is basically the game plan that you want to be following, and it's the game plan that I will be following every single game that I play. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the first episode to these 2 games. I hope you guys have been able to learn something from it. And in the next one, I'll keep doing exactly what I've been doing this video. And until I start losing, I'll finally start dropping some restrictions and we can explore what else there is to do in the game. So yeah, see you guys in the next one.